Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I am excited. Okay, because this title right here, you got some secrets we got to talk about. So I'm
Yeah,
in.
come closer. I can't hear you as well as I was a second ago.
Can you hear me now? Yes.
You went like you sound far away. Before you were right here. You were like with me. You were like sitting next to me. I was like, there she is. Now you
Yeah.
done left the room.
Dang. How about now? Am I in here?
I get you all right. Yeah, all right.
All right.
I'll live.
Okay. Okay. Next time
I
I'll bring
probably
a.
turned down the volume on my end, so it's probably not you, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just making sure the people, because I got questions to ask you, and so they got to hear me.
Yes, we can hear you. It was me. I
Okay.
turned down the volume on my side. Just
Okay. So
adjusted
that's
it.
what we're
Yeah,
like. Okay.
that's
Okay.
how I'm rolling today.
Well, hello.
Hey.
So Donna, today we get to have a episode 2 conversation about something really important, right? And so the reason why I'm really excited to stump the coach over this is because if folks have a goal of clearing 300,000 even as minimum or more, I need for them to know how to craft a 100K offer. You can't just be nickeling and diming your way $500 at a time for these goals of having a multi six figure and or 7-figure year, right?
Right.
And so as people are figuring out their income goals and they're getting really nervous for that reason, they're
Right.
like, okay, this feels like fun to say, but how am I actually going to get to, 7 figures with this little tiny offer I have? And so we just finished talking about this. Just because you've made a offer that people buy does not mean you know how to craft an offer. And so
Right.
let's talk 100K offers today. What's the
Yep.
first thing I should know if I'm here? I'm like, it's my $1 million year. 100K offer. Well, how do I do that?
I would say the first thing you have to know is that there's 3 parts to a 100K offer, right?
Okay.
There is the language that you use, the messaging around the offer. There is what people want, what they need, and the bonuses that all go in the offer. And then the last part is how you actually deliver it. A lot of people don't properly deliver their 100K offer, and that's where it really, really kind of messes up. Hey, what's up, Chanel? I want to say hello. And this isn't somebody put how can people live on 100K. This is not about living on 100K. If you create a 100K offer and you sell 10 of them in a year, you just made $1 million, right? And I think the third thing that people really need to know about a 100K offer is a 100K offer does not equal $100,000 in profit.
Mm-hmm.
That means that you usually are you're usually buying some things or doing some things that people need that go along with that offer. While yes, you do want to maximize your profits, understand that your profit margin is going to be slightly lower with a 100K offer than it is probably with some of your lower end offers.
Mm-hmm.
But on your lower end offers, you have to sell a significant amount of volume. On a high ticket offer, you're probably only selling a certain number of those per year, maybe up to 10. They're usually highly exclusive.
That's really good. And so, with that said, that's number one. I think that mindset shift, we can't skip past that. If you believe that your 100K offer is going to have the same profit margin, it is going to be really difficult to craft that, right? So now we know we're offering far more value.
Yeah.
And so I just want to pause there and just make sure people make a note. Like you're gonna change the game.
Yeah.
And what you offer, you're gonna be reinvesting in your clients with their own money, like just a big circle.
Right.
So
Yes.
so if I, right, am a coach and I'm looking to craft this 100K offer, first one ever, am I going to bring this to the same clients I'm serving right now? Because I don't know if they can afford this.
This is the other area that people really screw up with in regards to raising their rates, even though, yes, we're talking about a 100K offer. When people are talking about raising their rates, one of the things I hear all the time is, well, my current clients won't buy this. And I'm usually like, yeah, I know. Your Walmart clients are not going to your Neiman Marcus store. That's just not happening, right? So let's be very, very clear that you are going to have an elevated set of clientele that you're looking at. And so I have people that might come in for a $97 a month thing, but they're probably not buying my $100,000 thing, right? Which there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a different set of clients. And so the first thing you really need to know is that your 100K offer is probably going to be selling to a completely different set of clients than your current offer. Not that some people won't ascend, but it's usually not the exact same set of clients.
Okay. So, I'm pausing it because like these are like sit with this, understanding that you can have a successful business with clients that you love. But if the goal is to hit seven figures or get even halfway there, you do have to shift and understand you need to be taught how to attract these new clients, right? You can still
Yes.
serve serving, but that's brand new messaging. That's a brand new, in most cases, big barrel promise, right? Because they need something different, different desires.
Brand new dream client.
You're probably launching a brand new like business. It's almost like you have to look at it and flesh it out. And I don't know if everyone knows how to do that.
Right. And so when you really start looking at crafting $100,000 offer, I always like to start with the end in mind, right? So I really think, what do my clients want? So when we look at it, we go, how do we get them on, we look at PR. How do we make sure that we get them on TV? What are some of the opportunities that we have there? How do we make sure that we get them on big stages? This means that we're going to have to invest out of that $100,000 getting them on stages. This isn't something extra they pay for. This is something we pay for.
Yeah.
How do we get them on big stages, right? When you're speaking at conference like, T's and C's, traffic and conversions, or Russell Brunson's or whatever. So you're figuring out how to get clients on bigger stages, right? You might be paying to get them on those bigger stages.
That's a major key.
Yeah. That's why your profit margin is going to be lower. They're paying you to make these things happen for them, right? The other thing that you might be doing is getting them in different rooms. So for example, my coach is a future billionaire. His coach is an actual billionaire, right? So with that said, when I go into rooms with my coach is putting me in rooms with billionaires, right? That is a completely different place to be than being in the room with people who want to be millionaires or even millionaires like myself. So now your mindset is completely different because you recognize that one of the things that you're paying for is to be in the room, right? They say that in Hamilton, I want to be in the room where it happens. Sometimes you have to pay to be in that room. There is a price to being in that room. And that could be a part of crafting your $100,000 offer. Obviously, you have to have invested yourself to be in that room in order to bring people on.
That is so good.
You give people what you ain't got.
Exactly. So even as like I'm listening to this, I'm like, yeah, like how can you leverage what you have access to, and then how do I audit my coach to make sure my coach has access to rooms that I don't just see her in with the selfies, but they're bringing me in those rooms as well. They're finding opportunities, and just like speaking on behalf of knowing you. That's something that you guys do phenomenally well in Fire Savvy. You guys literally will, even down to your culture, even your coaching clients will bring their clients. Like I've never seen that before. So that I'm like, for real, like they might pay your coach. You okay with that? And they're like, yeah.
Because we want our clients. We want our clients. We want our clients to know bring your clients to the room. We're not trying to sell them our stuff. That's not our goal. Right. Our goal is to help you elevate your clients by leveraging us, right? And so that's a big part of it. And I think people miss that. A lot of times when people are crafting their $100,000 offer, and again, I'm not even talking about the messaging of it. I'm talking about the meat of it, right? Is that one of the things that they miss is that they kind of feel like, oh, I have to deliver all of this. You have to deliver on it, but you don't have to be the person who's getting them, who is on TV or has a television show. You have to have the connections to get them on TV. You have to know how they could do that pitch. You have to have the connections to get them a write-up in Forbes. You have to be able to have those connections, right? So when you start talking about $100,000 offer, a lot of times what people are looking at is they're looking at, I need to elevate my network. And in order to elevate that network, I need to, in order to expedite elevating that network, I need to be in different rooms.
Yeah.
They're paying to be in those rooms. So that's one part of it. Another significant part of it is what you give your clients in regards to time, ideas, how you work with them. So I'll even use mine. When we're talking about mine, they're usually getting in my business, my, $1 million business challenge that, it's a year-long challenge that we do. We put them in the form of masterminds, but it really is a multi-million dollar or 10x business challenge that we do for a year, where we're trying to make sure everyone is at 7 figures or have elevated their 7 figures. They're in that included, obviously, right? They're going to meet 4 times a year. They're going to get 2 VIPs with me per year, where it's wherever we want to go. And I literally mean wherever we're going to go. And we go and it's just the 2 of us for a weekend, not just a day, not just 4 hours, for a weekend, right? They have access to my cell phone, my calendar. They can call me whenever, they can text me. They're not, right. So it's me, not just my team, it's me as well. And so you have that, but then you have that, and then you add on these other things. All of a sudden, that $100,000 offer has a lot of value to it.
Yeah.
Because people are literally getting the ideas that they can use. They're getting the people they can help execute those ideas. They're getting the connections that they're looking for. They're getting the PR, the TV time, all those things that they're looking for to elevate their business.
That is huge. So I'm pausing because this is like, you can take this, just one of the gems with you if you want. You don't have to all. And so what I'm hearing, but with this part, like, if you're able to offer someone 100K and offer, it's your network, right? Like, you literally are giving them access to network. And that's the biggest issue, honestly, when we think about the gap. If I want to sell 100K, I don't know who to sell to. Okay, well, if I invest in a 100K offer, I get access to the people. That's problem solved, right? But not just the people. My coach is helping me strategize through the conversations, strategize through the offer, strategize through the PR needed for credibility and visibility. Like, there's each component of that sales cycle that needs to happen at this elevated level that you've not played on before if you've just sold 10K offers and under.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's very different because you're literally talking about charging someone, $10,000 a month. And anytime you're offering someone $10,000 a month, I'm like, well, how are you turning that into $100,000 worth of monthly value? How do you really deliver that? And again, most times when people are doing $100,000 offer, number one, sometimes they do this extra limited thing. Well, you can only talk to me for a half an hour during the month, which is bullshit, right? It really should be kind of a major access to that person, and that they get a higher level of connectivity. And so for me, with my clients who fall in that realm, I'm literally going, how do we work together to do events together so that you are creating and building your own network so that you can pass this on and you can do the same thing? How do I get, if I'm on TV, I'm thinking, well, how do I get you on TV? It's literally bringing along, right? If I'm speaking on stage or standing on stage, how do I get you on stage? If I have a booth, how do I get you a booth? So I'm literally helping them duplicate the whole way. So that's the meat of it. And I know, some people in our industry, they talk about $100,000 offer, and then what they do is they offer and then they back up. And that is the absolute wrong way to do it. You have to know what your people want, what their goals are, how to get them to it. And then you have to really step into it. And the goal is not to sell $100,000 offer. It really is, if that's let's say that's your highest ticket program, right? Because I do know people have $1 million offers, but let's say your highest ticket is $100,000 offer. Then at that point, you really want to say, well, how many people per year can I really bring into this? Is it 10? Is it 12? What is it? One of the things that I do with my coach, because I'm in his highest end program, is that, we do things like only his $100,000 plus clients go to a private island with him, and then when we're there, not only are we, it's not just, I get to go to a private island. That's not the goal. It's who he's bringing to that island, what information we're going to get, how we're going to leverage that information, how we're going to listen. He's had people in the room that have told us specifically how to cut our taxes in half. Like, that might not sound like something to a lot of people, but let me tell you something. When you write them big ass checks and you can go from 6 figures to 5.
Little tiny little, here's enough crumbs to eat off of.
Right. They can say things like, oh, and by the way, you could drive this Range Rover for free. You're like, what happened? you start thinking differently. And then when they tell you things like, okay, let me tell you how to get paid sponsors and all this other stuff, it changes the game. And that's why when people are usually, the mistake that I see clients make, by the way, when they're looking at offers, is they're literally looking at, well, I gave you $1, so I expect you to give me a direct dollar back. That's not how it works. I'm just going to say that. It's not how it works. If I give you $1, what you really want to do is you want to take that dollar, you want to leverage that idea, you want to execute on it, you want to turn it into $10 with my guidance.
Yes.
But if you're looking for a dollar for dollar return, it's extremely short-sighted. Like you trying to go and buy a shirt from Amazon. That's what you're doing. That's like, I gave you $23. You want to give me $23?
It's directly transactional. But like with the folks that belong in these kind of programs, it's like an incubator. You literally are coming into an incubator where it's like, I'm not grooming you in like a bad way, but like I'm developing you in a way that when you come out of this, you have everything you need to succeed. Because people get scared subconsciously that like, if I get to this level, can I maintain it? What do I even say? Like, where to put my hands? Like, it's a fear. And so having someone that can really guide you there is key. Now, before we run out of time, I got part 2 question with these bonuses, because in the lower ticket world, right, we see bonuses like you get this workbook and you get bonuses like here's this master class. Woo woo. So I'm assuming that for a 100K offer, the bonuses, the game changes for that too. What does that look like?
Yeah. So here's a really good example of some bonuses. One thing that we find is that people generally do not have great pictures, right? And so when you have $100,000 offer, for example, you might fly down to Florida, fly down to Orlando, and you're going to be with our private photographer, and you're going to get quarterly boss ass pictures from a boss ass photographer that you're not paying to. It's included in the program, right? While that might not sound like anything, it's major. And then we're going to say, so now we have all your pictures. We're going to hand those over to our social media team. Our social media team is now going to take those pictures and turn them into all kind of posts that you can use. They're going to set you up a whole Canva library where you can go add text to them if you want to, or we can add them. So it's little things like that people don't think of. They're like, oh, pictures? Yeah, because your image online absolutely matters. Helping you do your own commercials, helping you do your own reels, helping you do your own lives, helping you come up with scripts. All of these things that really matter, that someone is actually holding your hand and walking you into this, so that you're looking at your first year going, dag, I made 250,000, I made 500,000, I made, so that's why I said it's not a one-to-one transaction. The bonuses associated with it and everything that you put into it means so much. That's why the profit margin isn't as high from a coaching perspective, but the output but the output for the client is absolutely amazing. And here's why: when someone's paying that kind of money, you're not dealing with, as a coach, you're not dealing with the excuses, because usually you're dealing with a lot of excuses. I hate to say it, of, well, I couldn't do it because the dog had ran over my toe with the car the other day, right? And I'm like, oh, come on. Right? like when people are really, they're making that investment, they're recognizing that it's not the investment of money that matters as much as the investment of their time and effort. And so they really are willing to put in the work that the coach is going to put in as well.
Yeah. So I just we got some comments. I'm going to get to these. So, hey, y'all. But what I want to just make sure that folks are grasping, this is changing how the coaching industry should be seen in reference to service, because, done for you, right? That concept is very much like, that's just them, right? They do things for you, and you come to me and I talk to you. But what you're saying is that at this level, you are truly of service. And this is the highest level of both together. I am not just here to tell you what to do. I'm going to set you up and put you either in position, help you, give you the cash generating ideas. Like just like Chanel said, So those are what is cash generating, and how can I set you up with that? And then do I need to actually get you booked? Did I need to book your calendar
Right.
or to be on this show or
And
be?
I have and it's making sure that at that level I have the team to make that happen. And I want to make sure that's very clear. As the coach, what I'm doing is I'm actually leading the team to make sure that happens. I'm not telling my client, okay, well now you got to call this person and you got to call this person. No, I am their single point of contact that is being handled by me, and I'm navigating the team, telling the team what to do and making sure everything is taken care of for that client. So the client does, like I said, they do have things to do. Like they can't just sit back and say, well, I'm not going to do anything because I paid you 100 grand. That's not how it works. It's not a done for you service in that way. It's definitely collaborative.
Right, right. What that sounds like is, again, you are meeting them where they need to be met, but they are working towards their own 7-figure year. Period.
Absolutely.
You're just putting them where they need to be and helping position them so that way it's not a guessing game, basically.
Right, exactly. Yep. And so when you're crafting that message, you want to make sure that the message is on point. You want to be very specific about what you deliver and who you deliver it to. You want to have some quantifiables in the message. You want to make sure that you're delivering to people first what they want, then what they need, and then all the bonuses. And then once you do that, you want to actually put a timetable and have a framework associated with that deliverable, because there are some things that you definitely should be doing first and some things that you should be doing later. If you don't have those things in order, it ends up, I don't want to say ruining the year, but you don't get the efficiencies and the effectiveness that you should be getting out. So you definitely have to have a tight message, be clear on what your ideal client wants, be clear on what they actually need, be clear on what the bonuses are, know the order in which you're going to deliver them, and then keep KPIs along the way so people know exactly what they are, exactly what they're expected to do, and exactly what's coming next.
Beautiful, beautiful. We got, I mean, just, I would clap, but that's probably a little bit. This was great. Oh, I can clap. Okay. Cause I'm like, man, I'm sitting here. This changes the game, right? And it takes the mysteriousness out of what that 100K offer looks like, because the coaches that genuinely care about their clients, they want to offer at this level. This is something that you can't wait to put together.
And the thing is, they don't, so the coach, so because I'm the coach's coach, yes, generally the people that I'm working with, they want to do $100,000 offer and they don't know what to include in it. And so usually I'm sitting there and I'm saying, well, let me show you, number one, how to leverage my resources for your client so you can make this offer. Then number two, let me show you what you deliver early versus what you deliver late. So as the coach's coach, I show them, this is how you actually deliver that $100,000 offer. This is how you sell it. This is how you close it. This is how you get payment on it. You know, these are all the things that you have to do for that offer to work. So while I do it for my clients, I coach my clients on how to do it for their clients.
Which is key. Like, you don't do it. You don't get told what to do and be like, bye-bye. Good luck to you.
You got to have the whole thing, right? So that's why it's critical to have a coach that understands. Again, you know, some of the things when I say to people like getting them on TV, they're like, what? I don't even know how to get myself on TV. Oh, but what if I told you that there is a way that not only can you guarantee a spot on TV, but you can own the spot on TV? And then they're like, wait, what? And I'm like, right, credibility builder. What about getting you in Forbes, getting you, you know, what about those things and having the connections to people that do that? That's, you really want to be able to have a coach that's going to not only just tell you to craft the offer, but then give you the resources so that you can craft and deliver the offer as well.
Right. That's right. Key. We got some comments. I'm just going to, go through these with you because the chat's on fire over here. And so we got stuff from LinkedIn. We got stuff from Facebook. Like, this is great. So we had a comment that was like, how can people live on 100K? They can't. And that's why we're here. This is a 100K offer. And so the goal, multiple of them. Yeah. Hope that clears that up.
Right.
So we had Chanel in the building and we see Chrissy. Hey, Chrissy.
Hey, Chrissy.
She's just in here just yassing it up because it's powerful. What we cover today is absolutely powerful, knowing that the goal is not just to get our clients in the room, but you got to get in the room first. And so what's the game plan this year to ensure that you're in the room?
And Chanel said the biggest takeaway is that your $100,000 K offer is designed to elevate your client base. Yes. It's to elevate it. You're not doing $100,000 offer to your $97 clients unless they're coming in at that top of funnel. It's the first time they're meeting you. You're
Right.
usually ascending them. Right. And then the other thing she said that's critical is that high ticket photos are cash generating content items. They absolutely are. People miss this all the time. High ticket photos are critical. And then the last two things is that self promotion is a skill.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. You got to know how to do it. And without being like all, well, no, I guess you can. You can't be all egotistical about it. But yes, you really have to know how to do it well. And then the last thing we have here is from Ruben, who said, the message is key. Absolutely. You have to know how to put this message. You got to know who you're talking to, what you're selling, what they want, what they need, what they've already achieved. Stop talking about your clients like they're broke, busted, and messed up. Like really start talking about them as the badasses that they are and what they've already achieved and how you help them get to the next level.
That is so good. So good. Any last thoughts? Because again, this done right means that a 7-figure year is not just one of those like, oh, well, I say it because it went on my, so my to-do list. It makes it doable. Like when you think about 10 clients at a 100K offer, 10 people who at the core of your coaching skill and the core of you're able to leverage them for elevation. That's very much doable. So any final thoughts for anyone that's like,
It is doable. This is one of the reasons why we do a $1 million business challenge, right? How do you get to $1 million business challenge? And for those who are already at $1 million, how do you do a 10x year? And while it sounds absolutely crazy, what we're really trying to show people is that there are steps to get to make sure that your last quarter is a 10x quarter. And if it is, by the way, you've probably done 7x your year that year. You've done 7 times, not percentage, 7 times more than what you've done before. And so we're consistently looking at how do we help people really grow this business with integrity, delivering high value to their client and making sure it's badass, right? So that's why I love the $1 million business challenge that we do in the 10X year.
And just before you go, they have an opportunity to experience the first step in this $1 million business challenge. So there's a mastermind coming up, actually, 2. I'm going to go ahead and put 2 of them out there because they're happening. So what does this mastermind look like for folks who want to have a 100K offer this year?
Yeah. So we're actually, if you go to firesavvy.net, which is right there underneath my name, we're actually doing the first installment is what we're calling it, the first quarter. And we're actually doing 3 in this first quarter. So we did one in December, January, and February. These are all duplicates. So if you came to the December one, don't be like, oh, I got to go to the January. You don't. It's literally a duplicate. We're trying to get everybody's year kicked off right is what we're trying to do. And so we have one coming up January 30th to February 2nd. It ends 10 a.m. It actually ends the night of February 1st, but we leave February 2nd at 10 a.m. It's not expensive at all. It's only $2,750. Just want to make sure.
Not $27.50. It's not going to cover the
doorstep. Not that. It's in Orlando. But you do have to talk to us to make sure that you're a fit. We're only allowing 20 people in. We're doing it at the end of January, we're doing it at the end of February. And then by the time we get to March, we're going to be focusing heavy on sales. It's all about sales. And so this is really, how do we help you have that $1 million business? Or if you're already at $1 million, how do we help you really looking at 10xing your business in a year? Obviously, the later that you come in, the harder it's going to get. So we're only allowing 20 people. So if you're really, really interested, just send me a message. Let's have a conversation, find out where you are in your business. You do have to be a little bit already established offering your services, whether you're a coach, a speaker, or a service provider. You should be already offering your services and have made money. You have a client base. And now what you're really looking to do is take it to the next level. How do you create the machine?
Love it. Love it. Well, Irene, thanks for being here. We had a great, this here. Thank you. This was excellent. This was excellent. You definitely helped change how we think and again, remove the anxiety around how are you going to jump when you have your highest ticket may be 50, if that, maybe 20.
Right.
This makes this It's doable. Yeah, more
Right.
doable.
We have people that walked in and they had their highest ticket was like $1,000 and they walked out and we showed them how they could turn that into $1,000 monthly offer and
Mhm.
then a $3,000 singular offer for the services that they were providing, and so they literally were able to triple the dollar amount that they could sell. And then we sat down and said, now let us show you how to sell it. So it's things like that that make a huge difference. Coming up with ideas. My biggest thing about the idea thing, and then I got to jump, is that somebody can give you an idea on how to do something completely different in your business. And that's probably not the best way to go because it causes you to lose your focus. What you really want to do is you want to get in the room with people who can take what you're currently doing, show you how to repackage it and monetize it in a different way rather than telling you how to do something completely different, because doing something completely different takes your focus off of what you're doing and it causes your revenue to go down.
Yeah.
What you're really looking for is how do I leverage what I'm currently doing and do that in a different way, package it differently, and so therefore my revenue goes up. So there is a there's a big difference in those two ideas, and you got to be in the room with the right people to get those ideas.
Gotta be in the room. And again, I'm looking forward to on Friday, we're doing a private session. So we're going to
Yes.
have a conversation about how this room changed my life. And so if you're curious, go ahead and slide in either of our DMs, but we're going to have a really candid conversation about how my year is on pace for us $1 million year simply because I was in the room. So
Right.
let's go.
Yeah, being in the room matters, right?
It
Being in the
does.
right room matters for sure, for sure. So yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm excited. We already have a significant number of people in the room right now, and I think we might have about 3 or 4 spots left for the January one, and I think we have 6 spots left for the February one, and we're just opening the doors for the March one. But the March one is not the kickoff one. That's the one that's focusing on sales. So if it is something that you're interested in, you want to get in, like I said, there's 3 spots left in January. I believe it's 3 spots.
Yeah.
Definitely slide in my DMs because those are going to be gone before you know it.
Yeah, like they're gonna be sold out by the weekend. So like
Last time we sold out in 3 days and it was absolutely ridiculous and we didn't even get a chance to put it online. This time we actually had a chance to put up the whole website.
Imagine that.
Right. Imagine that, so yeah, if you're serious about 10X your business, if you're serious about being in the room with people who actually know how to do this, if you're serious about taking your business and stop gig chasing and client chasing, and you really want to have the ideas to generate a 6-figure offer, have 6-figure clients, and work your business in a different way, then that's the room you want to be in Orlando.
Let's
Plus,
get
why would we want to be in Orlando in January? Y'all.
where you
It's
need some
Orlando
food.
in January.
It
It's
ain't
cold everywhere
gonna
else.
make more money. Like what? Like what's the lose? It ain't
Right.
one.
All
So
right,
we
love.
can let you get to your next call. Thank
Yes,
you for this. This
absolutely.
was an absolute gift. And so we're gonna, if this is the live will stay up, catch the replay. Hashtag replay if you're watching this on the replay, but we'll catch y'all on the next episode. We have a private one coming up on Friday. So if you want in on that convo, let us know.
That's right.
Otherwise, we'll see y'all Monday.
Yeah, definitely send a note. DM me, DM Patrice if you want to be in. There is a private room coming up on Friday. It really is exclusive, and it's to you ask any question you want to ask. We're gonna take that. I don't care if it's like my big viral promise, my pricing, my marketing. Can you take a look at my website? Can you take a look at my feed? It doesn't matter. Just let us know, and we'll put you in the room.
All right. Thank you, Donna.
Talk to you later, hon. Have a great one. Bye, everyone.